Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. It is almost December. We're in the final week of November and I am reading 30 books in 30 days throughout the month of December. Yes, that is absolutely wild. I will be vlogging some of it, but throughout the month of December I am posting 12 videos. I'm torn between doing that every other day until December 24th or having it be 3 videos a week throughout the entire month of December. Let me know what you prefer. I feel like personally I prefer 3 videos a week until the end of December, just because I find that after Christmas content is pretty much non-existent, which makes sense. Lots of creators are with their family. I love watching YouTube, so I like to have content to watch during that time, especially for the seasons where it's usually just me by myself. So let me know what it is that you prefer for these videos. But anyway, besties, today I am here to tell you about all of the holiday romances. I am so excited to read this December. There's no way that I will get to every single one of them because this list is 16 books long and I already have an end of year TBR, so it would be way more than 30 books that I would need to read, but these still are very cute holiday romances that I'm looking forward to, that I think you might enjoy as well. The first book on this list is Set the Record Straight by Hannah Bonham Young. This is a fake dating sapphic romance around a bisexual awakening. In this book we are following Clara, and Clara just started her dream job of working with a photographer, but there's some miscommunication and somehow her boss assumes that she's gay and that she has a girlfriend, and Clara doesn't want to correct her boss and say like, hey, I'm actually straight. So instead she gets one of her old friends to be her fake girlfriend, and that introduces us to our love interest, Evan. Now Evan has just gotten out of a relationship. Her fiance just left her for one of their co-workers, and they are now hosting the holiday party, and she's horrified by the idea of going to this party single, so she agrees to be Clara's fake girlfriend. And of course, fake dating leads to real feelings, with the additional complexity here of Clara's bisexual awakening, because Clara has always considered herself to be straight until she starts to develop feelings for her friend Evan. I'm going to talk about a few books that I DNF'd last year, not for any reason other than I wasn't in the mood to read them. If you're not new to this channel, you'll know that last year I was in Edinburgh and I was in Amsterdam and I was in Berlin around the holiday season, so I was just doing a lot of traveling, and while I was reading I wasn't finishing anything. But here are the books that I plan to continue this December. The first of this list is Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison. In this story we're following a woman who owns a Christmas tree farm which is financially failing in many ways, and she's struggling to keep it open. So she enters a contest run by this social media influencer who likes to highlight small businesses, and usually when she does feature them they get a lot of business because they get more publicity. She enters and she thinks that her entry is going to be more competitive if she has a boyfriend, like she and her partner run the Christmas tree farm. So she lies on her entry and says that she does have a boyfriend and they run it together, and she ends up winning. So now she's suddenly scrambling to find a boyfriend for this competition for when this social media influencer comes and highlights the farm. So she asks her childhood best friend to pretend to be her boyfriend. Fake dating leads to real feelings. Now, the reason I didn't continue with this one beyond just like me being tired from traveling is that it was so obvious to me that he's like completely in love with her and that they're in love with each other. So I didn't see why they weren't together when they so obviously had feelings for each other. Then I have The Holiday Trap by Roan. Don't know, can't read my own handwriting. Anyway, The Holiday Trap is the story of 2 people who don't really know each other but are like loosely acquainted through their connections. One lives in New Orleans and the other one lives somewhere else, but they're both for some reason or another like completely sick of their hometowns and really don't want to stay there for the holidays. They need to change, so they do a house swap, and you follow their individual love stories, with one being a sapphic love story between our main character and like a ghost tour person in New Orleans, and the other one being an MM love story with our main character and a person who runs a like plant shop, which I think is so cute. I got like 50% of the way through this and I did really enjoy it, so I'm very excited to continue with this story. It balances emotional complexity with like heartwarming moments and just like sweet funny rom-com moments very well. And then I have A Merry Little Meet Cute. A Merry Little Meet Cute is the story of this woman who is an adult film star, and she's trying to kind of break out in the industry, and she ends up getting her big break in this Hallmark-like movie. So she agrees to go, and her co-star is someone she's always had a crush on, a bit of a celebrity crush. The thing is, she's trying to keep it on the down low that she is an adult film star, or she was an adult film star, and it just sounds like very spicy and cute, and I love seeing romances that positively talk about sex workers and sex work. So I'm very excited to read this holiday season. The next book on this list is Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey, largely because I know this is spoil kink, and I feel like it's pretty difficult for me to find spoil kink books. But in this story, we're following this woman who is just admiring like this holiday window shop, and someone asks her what she thinks of it, and she's like, it's kind of ugly and there's too much tinsel. But she tells that to the person who owns the shop, and he's like, whoa, and hires her to do a better job with the window. And I have no idea what happens beyond that, and honestly all I need to know is it's holiday spoil kink. He likes to buy her stuff, and that sounds like a fun time to read. Plus it's relatively short. It's a standalone. I think it's only something like 258 pages, which technically is like around the novella mark. It's not as long as it could. Then I have Time to Shine by Rachel Reed. This is a male-male hockey romance set around the holidays, I think. I can't verify that. It just has like a very wintry cover, as you can see. I love this cover. So in this story, we're following two hockey players. It's friends to lovers. And one, I think the captain is trying to help the other character with something. They end up being roommates. Honestly, I don't know, and I don't need to know. Look at this cover. Male-male hockey romance, friends to lovers. That's all I need to know. This one, I have to say, I'm particularly excited for. It's How the Hitman Stole Christmas. This is a story of a woman who has always had a crush on her super hot and sexy neighbor, but she's never had the confidence to like go up and talk to him and hit on him. So one day she does. She goes to talk to him and finds him in the middle of a murder scene. Yeah, he had just killed somebody. But the title obviously is How the Hitman Stole Christmas. So he is a hitman. He is our love interest. It sounds like exactly the kind of funny story that I would enjoy, and I'm very intrigued by the idea of her falling for a hitman and them having their little relationship start after he's killed somebody. Then we have a Bookshop Christmas romance. This is The Mistletoe Motive by Chloe Leese. I've previously read other Chloe Leese books, and while they haven't been my favorite, the premise of this one sounds very cute. In this story, we are following two people who work at a bookshop. It's kind of Grumpy Sunshine. He hates the holidays. She loves them. They never get along. It's opposites attract. They both work at this bookshop. They're co-workers who don't like each other, but they come to think that there's going to be some cuts in employees because the bookstore like just needs to minimize their expenses. They're trying to like stay afloat essentially, and our two characters come to believe that one of them is going to get fired, so they both try to outcompete the other to make sure that they're going to stay employed. But of course they fall in love. I also think this is a relatively short one. It's only 185 pages, so it's perfect for like a novella length if you're trying to find something quick to read. I have Snowed In. Snowed In is set in Ireland, and we're following this woman named Megan, and Megan is her village's pariah. She many years ago left a man at the altar and was like, peace out, bye, and people remember that. But she comes home for the holidays, and while she's at Dublin airport, she meets this man who also happens to live in the area, and he's not really looking forward to the holiday because his family kind of think there's a problem with him being single and think that he must be so upset and lonely, and always give him like very pitying glances. Feels like he's completely fine, but to kind of shut them up, he meets this woman at a Dublin airport. He knows that she has a bit of a reputation, and they agree that they're going to fake a date to help themselves get through the holidays and just make this holiday season a little bit easier. And of course they fall in love. Then I have Good Elf Gone Wrong. This is a relatively new release, or it's from a smaller author. You can get it on Kindle Unlimited. In this story, we are following a woman who is like very cheerful, thinks she's having a great life, really is kind of a people pleaser, and is just known to be the person to bring all of the good energy. Except one day during the holiday season, she finds her fiance fucking her sister. Yeah, so they imminently break up, but she's trying to take the higher road, and she's like, You two can be together? Sure, I'll arrange your holiday wedding. Sure, I'll plan that. My girl has some serious people pleasing issues because, girl, your fiance was fucking your sister. Like, you're allowed to be bad. Anyway, she draws the line because her sister takes the dress that was their grandmother's, the one that our main character wanted to wear, and she cuts it up and turns it into like this horrible monstrosity to wear for her own wedding. And that is the final straw for our main female character. She decides that she's going to get revenge by hiring this man to be her fake boyfriend. And this man is exactly her sister's type, to kind of make her sister's relationship fall apart, except that she and this man end up having more chemistry than she would have thought. And he very much is down for our main character. And it's just, I know it's gonna be very spicy. There's a line in here that I want to read to you just so you can get the reference. The good elf is bringing the bad boy home for Christmas. Hudson is a 6'5", cold-hearted, tattooed bad elf with perpetual sneer and washboard abs. He's exactly my sister's type, and he's gonna help me nuke her wedding from orbit on the night before Christmas. What he's not supposed to do is grab my ass in the kitchen while I make gingerbread, or crawl into my bed half naked. And he's definitely not supposed to smirk and tell me to commit to our fake relationship before he goes down on me. I just think it's gonna be a fun time. You can find it on Kindle Unlimited, as I mentioned, and that's what's on my list. Next, we have a story set in the Scottish Highlands. In this story, Holiday Away, we are following a woman who just went through a very severe and traumatic breakup. Her heart is completely broken, and she decides that she needs to kind of just get away from it all and take some space to herself in a completely new setting. So she rents a cute little cottage in the Scottish Highlands, and she is like living her life and trying to find healing after the amount of heartbreak that she just went through from her ex. But she ends up falling for her landlord's brother, and she has to figure out whether or not she is willing to enter this relationship and to trust him, because it's undeniable that they have feelings for each other. I think this will be a really nice cozy read. Okay. In a similar vein of like a nice cozy read, we have You Make It Feel Like Christmas by Toni Shiloh. In this book, we're following Star, who is home for the holidays at her family dinner. There's preparations for a wedding between her sister and Star's ex-boyfriend, so Star is very uncomfortable, and her brother's best friend, Waylon, comes to the holiday season as well, and these two find themselves growing closer together as Waylon offers her comfort, and she helps him keep his mother's Christmas trinket shop open, and it feels like a very cozy Hallmark movie from the summary. When I tell you the summary of this book, you'll know exactly why it's on my list. This is Holiday Star. In this book, we are following Gwen, and Gwen is home for the holidays, but she's home by herself. She is house sitting for her mother, who is away on a vacation, and she's just trying to like take some space. She's a doctor, she's feeling overwhelmed, and she just wants to take some room away. But unfortunately for her, Caleb Lawson, a famous celebrity, is in her hometown and on the run from the paparazzi, also trying to find some peace during the holiday season. You all know I love like a celebrity romance. I don't know why, I just do. But Caleb not only is a celebrity, he is her stepdad's nephew. Now we get a little bit weird and dubious with the relationship here because questionable, but I'm just gonna go with it and trust the process. I have Clued in Christmas, which is a second chance romance. In this book, we're following Nadia and Micah, and Nadia and Micah were in some kind of relationship at some point very, very briefly. Micah is a single father, and the relationship is so brief that Nadia never knew that he had a kid. I think they might have only went on a couple of dates, but his daughter asked to go to a festive event at Love and Games, which is a store all around like the kind of cafes that you go to play board games like that, which Nadia runs. And of course, she and Micah end up running into each other at this place, and they rekindle their romance. And I think that this sounds really, really cute. I love single dad romances, and I know that the daughter in here is kind of orchestrating the relationship, which I love. Like a meddling and involved child in these kind of single parent romances. I definitely want the child to be prominent, and it seems like the child in this story will be. I have another sapphic fake dating stories. This is The Holiday Swap by Talia Samuels. This is a story of Margot and Ben. Now Margot is our badass female like main character. She runs a business, she's very high powered, but she's trying to get the hell away from London for the holiday season, and she ends up meeting Ben. And Ben needs a fake girlfriend for her family's dinner, and Marco just needs an escape. She's like, a few weeks at this big ass manor in the English countryside, sign me up. But as we know, fake dating leads to real feelings, and this cover is super cute, and I'm so excited to read this. It's not on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm gonna have to find a way to get this. Besties, that brings us to the end of this video. Those are the 16 holiday books that I am looking forward to. A lot of them are romances, but there are, of course, holiday horror books and thriller books if you're looking for that kind of story. So with that said, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if you're planning to read any of these books, or if you have read any of these books and you're like, oh my gosh, Shar, you would love that. Let me know in the comments down below. Please subscribe if you are not already. It really does make a difference to me and my channel and offers me a lot of free support. I love you all so much, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye.